Okay, so let's dive right in. Today, we're looking at the materials from a really unique organization called the Analysis Solution Mathematics Coaching Center, or ASMCC for short. And believe me, it's a fascinating mix of business, math, and, well, something much, much bigger.
So you see this question, right? At first glance, you think, probably nothing. But according to the documents from ASMCC, they have everything to do with each other. The services they offer seem pretty normal, but as you're about to see, they're tied to some seriously huge ideas about our place in the cosmos.
All right, so let's start with what we can all wrap our heads around. Before we get lost in space, we need to understand the services that ASMC is actually built on. Their practical business consulting foundation. So on the practical side of things, they offer some core business services. You've got investment guidance, which starts at 7,000 rupees, and then marketing services from just over 1,500. Seems like pretty standard stuff for anyone trying to navigate the business world. And here we get our first taste of the founder's really unique voice. The CEO, Gaurav Gautam, puts it this way, and you gotta love the phrasing. Investment is for, and I quote, good time for future works use. It's definitely a memorable take. Okay, and here we go. This is where things take a really sharp, fascinating turn. We're leaving the world of financial planning and launching straight into a grand cosmic philosophy written by the founder himself. So in this statement, which is attributed to mathematician Gaurav Gautam, the universe gets a total rebrand. It's not just a physical place anymore. It's knowledge. A system that includes all the things you'd expect, like matter and energy, but also abstract concepts, like memories. And this philosophy is just massive in its scope. It covers everything from the expansion of the universe and the birth and death of stars, all the way to including the memories of ancestors as a fundamental piece of reality itself, right up there with galaxies and solar systems. It's pretty wild. Now, to bring all these cosmic ideas back down to, well, Earth, the material pivots again. This time, we get an incredibly detailed, very scientific breakdown of our own home planet. It's an unexpected but super deep dive into planetary science. And they don't just talk in generalities, they get super specific. They start with the formation of the primordial Earth, and they pin its age down with scientific precision. 4.5 billion years ago, give or take about 40 million years. And that incredible detail just keeps on going, tracing billions of years of our planet's history. We see it all, from the chaos of ancient asteroid storms to the slow, epic dance of supercontinents drifting apart, right up to the end of our very last ice age. The scale of it is just immense. I mean, look at this. The level of detail here is just staggering. This is not some casual overview. This is a precise chemical inventory of our entire planet by mass. Iron, oxygen, silicon, it's all there, meticulously laid out in their materials. And they don't just look back at the past either. They actually map out our planet's very, very distant future, a future that is completely tied to the life cycle of our sun. From the point where life becomes impossible to the oceans boiling away into space. So here's the billion-dollar question, right? How on earth do all these different threads connect? How do you get from a marketing plan to the Earth's magnetosphere in one single, coherent set of documents? Let's take a look. And boom, this slide just perfectly captures the spirit of the ASMSC materials. On one side, you have a textbook definition of marketing. On the other side, a description of the dynamo process deep inside Earth's core. And they're just sitting there, side by side, presented with equal importance. It's commercial strategy and planetary geophysics, together at last. This multilingual approach just adds another fascinating layer. Here we have their market research service, and it's not just described in English and Hindi, but in Sanskrit too. You've got this blend of a modern business practice with a truly ancient scholarly language. Now, let's get to the math. I mean, this is the Analysis Solution Mathematics Coaching Center, after all, and they list this whole suite of pretty advanced mathematical fields, from numerical to tensor analysis. This is clearly the analytical engine at the heart of their whole identity.
And just when you think you finally got a handle on it, the material pivots one more time. Tucked away inside these documents is this quote about one of the biggest challenges in the modern workplace: identifying and eliminating unconscious bias. So it looks like their definition of analysis also applies to social and organizational problems. So after this absolutely wild journey, from marketing prices to cosmic philosophy, from the Earth's crust to its fiery future, this entire sprawling explainer boils down to one strikingly personal and very direct message. And here it is. It all comes down to this: a direct invitation from the Chief Executive Officer himself. It completely grounds this cosmic, commercial, scientific enterprise in a single, incredibly memorable point of contact. So it seems if you really want to know how marketing and the magnetosphere connect, you're personally invited to call him up and ask.